Back in the game and well at the top, a king of the ring and calling my spots. I'm raising the bar to crank it a notch. I'm full of mistakes, cause life is a botch. Life can get brighter and brighter. I walk through that curtain, my levels get higher and higher. Studied the best, in this generation I'm next. Super kid party, no doubt we just hit a suplex. Hooker by crook, survive if I let you, they stand to their feet.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, what's going on? It's your boy Hi-Lite Real from Life's a Botch. You already know what time it is. This is another episode of the Independent Spotlight, where we sit down with someone from the independent scene out here doing their thing. Y'all know how we do, man. If you haven't already, I don't know what's taking you so long, man. We already 3 episodes in, making this one 4. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, if you haven't already checked out the Independent Spotlight, I don't know what's taking you so long, dog. Go make sure you go back into the archives, man. Go to episode 1 of this mini series presented by Life's a Botch and OTS Media Co. All right, make sure you check out the Independent Spotlight episodes featuring my boy August Artois and my boy Deion Summers and Shaw the Ripper. You know what I'm saying? We had some really dope guests, but this one is super special that we got today. This one's a super special guest. This is actually an OG of mine, you know what I'm saying? Because of the fact that he is actually the OG guest of the Independent Spotlight back when I was first trying to launch this thing. And unfortunately, we had some complications looking back at it. So now that we clarified and had some time to kind of separate from the last time, get some stuff, built up, we now back. And I said, hey, my guy, it's time. We got to bring it back. We got to bring you into the fold. You know what I'm saying? And this is a guy that's real special to me, man. We've been homies since day one. Met this guy and kicked it with him at ATL Battle Slam in ATL, where he came through and just showed love to a lot of talents out there, like Kevin, our boy Kevin the Jet Knight, and so many others that were just out there in attendance that night. Queen Aminata and everybody out there that was doing their thing that night.
Congratulations
And,
to
man,
them.
legit, man. And we just had the time. We had the time just kicking it, fooling around, you know what I'm saying? Joking, joking with the belt, joking about the ring, all kind of stuff, man. We just had a good time. And he's been cool peoples ever since, doing his thing out there on the indie scene. And we're going to take some time to sit down and get to know this guy so y'all can know him the way your boy knows him, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a little different than most, bro. We kind of fam, so we may chop it up some wrestling. We may chop it up some non-wrestling. Who really knows? You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of the Independent Spotlight. So, let me introduce none other than my guy, my homie, the one and only, straight out of NYC. You already know the city's so nice they say it twice, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about none other than my boy from the East Coast. You already know, Mr. Ben Blanco. What's up, my guy?
What up? What up? What up? I can't be Benny Blanco without going. Yeah.
What's going on with it, dog? NYC
Nothing much,
building,
brother.
man. What's good?
Not much, man. Thank you for having me, man. It's a whirlwind, bro. It's a whirlwind, and I'm very appreciative to be on your podcast, man. Like we went from knowing each other for a couple of years now.
Yeah,
like
man.
You could say a year or two.
About a year or two, man. It flew by pretty quick, man. Now that I think about it, yeah, crazy,
yeah.
bro.
It's crazy because I'm coming up on almost 4 years in the Indies.
Yo, my dude, 4-year anniversary already. Look at you, man.
Almost 4 years, bro.
My boy putting in work. Okay, I see you, son. I see you, my guy. Out there doing major things, man. I see you just got back from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
How did life of PR go, man? Come on now. Talk about that Puerto Rico scene.
Oh man, I don't want to tease nobody. Nah. Basically, it was beautiful, man. Like it was like the most beautiful thing ever. Like that wasn't the first time. I just want to let the fans know, your fans, my fans. That wasn't the first time I went there. I went there 2 years ago, but I went there, and I'm gonna be very honest. When I went there the first time, I wasn't myself. I wasn't. I wasn't the Benny Blanco that everybody sees now.
Yeah.
I was the Benny Blanco that you know me personally. You know me inside the wrestling business, and you know me outside the wrestling business. And at that time in my life, I was still fairly new,
Mm-hmm.
and I was still getting my feet wet, and which I still am. But I could say I didn't honor, if I'm saying it right, I didn't honor the fact that I was in Puerto Rico 2 years ago. I
Mm-hmm.
looked at it as I'm Benny Blanco, I'm here in Puerto Rico, and I'm gonna do what I do, and that steered me in a direction where it put me on a show for 8 months. And I was fortunate enough to come back, with my support system in the wrestling business. And, you know, I gotta give it up to my guys. My guy Gordo, aka Giovanni Cruz, my
Mm-hmm.
man Vince Steele, that's
Come
my
on.
mentor, aka I'm his young boy.
Come on.
Um, they have a promotion called Shadow Wrestling Alliance. And I want to say thank you to them because they gave me another chance.
Mm-hmm.
And with that chance, I went out there this time and I killed the game. Like, I delivered the promos they wanted me to deliver.
Mm-hmm.
I delivered the performance that I was able and capable of delivering.
Mm-hmm.
Big shout out to Lynx, my opponent. Like, if you haven't seen my Instagram or my Facebook, you
Mm-hmm.
would see a moment where I posted up a picture of me and him hugging it out.
Mm-hmm.
That right there was like I'm lost for words because I never thought in a million years in my wrestling career that I can have that moment with another wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
So other than that, the fans were great. The people of Puerto Rico are amazing, and I literally got to say thank you to CWA, which is the promotion that I got to not wrestle for not once but twice already. Um, and the guys that are part of CWA, the Puerto Rican wrestlers. Listen. I could go on and on, but all I can say is Puerto Rico is where it's at. And
Come
if
on.
you're in the indie scene and you haven't touched Puerto Rico, you're missing out. I get it. I get it. We have all these other foreign countries that's
Mm-hmm.
popping and wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
but Puerto Rico is the enrichment to the wrestling history. You got WWC, Carlos Colon, the founder of WWC.
Mm-hmm.
You got his sons, the Colones that came out of that. You
Yeah.
got Brian Idol, NWA.
Come
My
on.
man is the WWC champion right now. You
Come on.
got IWA Puerto Rico, Savio Vega, and everybody else, like the
Yeah.
guys from, LWA and stuff like that. And I'm talking about original LWA, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But these guys are the monarch of what happened when WWE slash WWF at the time went to Puerto Rico. Bruce Brody and all these other guys went out there and they did their thing. So
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like, if you're an indie wrestler, no matter what you do, I'm talking about wrestling, commentating, podcast, whatever. If you
Mm-hmm.
haven't touched down in Puerto Rico yet, you're missing out. And that needs to be on your resume because I'm fortunate enough to do it not once, but
Mm-hmm.
twice. And the
Come on.
second time was redemption for me. Because
Come
the
on.
way I went, the way I went the first time, it wasn't classy. It wasn't me showing my gratitude. This time I came back. I came as a different type of Benny Blanco, and I'm fortunate to say thank you. And that's it, man. Like I know y'all want to know the juicy stuff, and I'm gonna be real. No, I didn't get to party. No, I didn't. It was
Come on.
show business.
Hey, it's bro. Come on now. You know the muchachas and the rockas. They man. Come on now. They want to know that. But hey. I appreciate you keeping it real, G. You letting them know, like you giving them the history. You school my folks out there, and I like that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want them to get that factual knowledge, and at the same time, wrestling or not. You know what I'm saying? Whether they are a wrestler or whether they're just a fan, either or. it's good you giving them that knowledge. You know what I'm saying? I like how you mentioned, now it's two things because you mentioned Puerto Rico. So I hear a lot of people so far on the independent spotlight have mentioned Japan and how they, aspire to go there. But I like that you bring in Puerto Rico into the mix, as in, hey, if you're building a wrestling resume, Puerto Rico is where you get up there because you have a lot of legends pull up out there. I know earlier, what was it like earlier this year when they had like Matt Cardona, Dolph Ziggler,
Mike
the big man of
Santana.
Mike Santana. You know what I'm saying? Like they were popping with a Puerto Rican lineup for a Puerto Rico show. You know what I mean? And it was crazy. I was like, man, they going crazy out there in the PR. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's up. So it's really elevating your point, in my opinion, of what you're saying. Like Puerto Rico is definitely a destination you should go wrestle in. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, that's crazy, dude. That's crazy.
And
Like,
I gotta chime in real quick. I forgot, I shouldn't have forgot the homie.
come on, man.
Big ups to my man Kevin Knight, aka the Jet. We
Come on,
shared
bro.
the same locker room. We shared the same Airbnb,
Come on.
and we turned it up one time in Puerto Rico. And obviously, I wasn't fortunate enough to wrestle him, but that's
Mm-hmm.
gonna happen. I'm telling you, that's gonna happen.
Yes, sir.
Um, but my man, and we know this. We saw Kevin
For sure.
numerous times in person,
Come on. Shout out
but
to
but his but his come up and
yeah,
his excel
yeah,
and what
bro.
he did in Puerto Rico,
Yeah, man.
God. So
That
I salute my man.
Yes, man. We salute the homie. Shout out to you, Kevin Knight, man. I can't tell you how many times I've shouted this guy out, whether it was on here or on my boy. Shout out to my boy Gresh from Gresh on Leash. Either or. Kevin Knight, you always getting shout outs from the fam, man. I just want you to know that, dog. Keep pushing, keep motivating, keep doing your thing, bro, for real. 2024 is your year, my guy. Just know that. You know what I'm saying? But
Thank you.
dog, like it is really dope knowing that, man. So I'm glad you brought up something. Here's something I want to bring up with you that I haven't brought up with any of my fellow independent wrestlers so far on the independent spotlight. You mentioned wrestling resume. Talk about that really quickly. How does that differ from a typical resume for a job, even though in a sense of what wrestlers do, it is a career, so in a sense it's like a job. But what describe a wrestling resume versus a regular resume?
Okay, so I started. I just started understanding what is so meaningful of having a wrestling resume.
Mm-hmm.
Why I understood that was from two people.
Okay.
One, my boy Johnny Santos from
Okay.
First Class.
Okay.
Um, for we were in. I forgot what independent promotion we were in or we were
Mm-hmm.
getting ready for.
Mm-hmm.
And this is a couple of years back. I'm thinking maybe me going into my second year,
Mm-hmm.
and I seen him show me a resume, and I'm like, bro, what is this? He's like, this is a wrestling resume. This is what a wrestling resume is. I'm like, oh wow. And he was grateful enough to be like, yo, take that template and make it your own and start your own. And honestly, I didn't. Why? Because at that point in time, I felt me that I was too green. And I still consider myself green to this day.
Mm-hmm.
That um I wasn't, built resume ready enough. If you catch what I'm saying. To
Yeah.
be to be fortunate enough to be passing out a resume is not worthy to be seen yet.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, it took no lie, it literally took for me to get back to New York. Excuse me, my fault, bro. It's my dogs.
All good. All good.
It took for me to get back to New York to literally walk into WWX, which is right here.
Okay. Okay.
It's located in the Bronx. We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
For sure. For
And
sure.
it took for my coach Caveman and to let me know like, yo, you need a resume. I'll show you my resume. And my man's been in the business for 10 years strong. He don't get enough recognition, but we're gonna get into that too. Because you know
Mm-hmm.
I have a lengthy track record of coaches.
Mm-hmm.
But but out of all coaches, he stands out the most, and we'll get into that later. But
Mm-hmm.
he was the one that actually sat down with me and walked me step by step as to how you conduct a resume that's
Mm-hmm.
regarding wrestling and a
Mm-hmm.
resume that's regarding a shoot job.
Mm-hmm.
And I honestly thought, like you thought, and everybody else thought, that a resume is a resume, right? That's what I
Right.
thought, you know?
Uh-huh.
And nah, it's different, brother. It is different.
Talk
I'm
about it.
talking about you have to have some resumes are well put together as there's like a miniature flyer
Mm-hmm.
connected to it.
Mm-hmm.
There's highlight reels connected to it, meaning a link.
Mm-hmm.
You have to shoot give them your gimmick name.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they ask for a shoot name and gimmick name.
Mm-hmm.
They ask for how long you've been wrestling, experience wise, who coached you, what schools you go to, what matches you held, and sometimes they either ask like, you know, give us a self little profile of yourself because other promoters got thousands and thousands. And when I say thousands, people may think, oh, he's exaggerating. No, we're in the business, me and you, and we know this.
Mm-hmm.
There's thousands and thousands of indie wrestlers, male and female, that are itching to get on these shows. And I can name shows, and you know this.
Oh yeah. Come on.
And it came to a point where now promoters, actual real promoters, no
Mm-hmm.
disrespect, but we're talking about real promoters
Come on.
that actually be like, yo, I need that resume, fan. You want to stand out? I need that resume. I need to understand why I should put you on my show.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that because I love how the independent wrestling scene is turning into a formal job because
Mm-hmm.
we need that. I think we need that structure only because they're letting too many people come into the scene, and some of these people are not even ready.
Yeah.
And I'm no one to say that I'm ready because I still got a lot to learn. But my resume, it speaks as loud as I speak. If you
Come
catch
on.
my drift,
Come on, bro.
and I'm fortunate enough to say that for 4 years, I'm not as well. I'm well traveled, but not well seasoned traveled.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm well traveled, and I'm fortunate enough to put that on my resume.
Yeah.
And there's a couple of highlights on my resume that when promoters see that, they're like, "Yo, we got to take a chance on this kid," because the names that are on that resume, that when they can call these people
Mm-hmm.
could be like, "Yo, he's a diamond in the rough, and he's rough around the edges,
Mm-hmm.
but this kid got heart, this kid got potential. Take a chance on him."
Mm-hmm.
So I'm very fortunate enough to my peers, to my homies, Johnny Santos and my coach right now at this point, Caveman, that
Mm-hmm.
they're the ones that taught me what it is to see a wrestling resume and how to build a wrestling resume and what is the difference between a shoot job resume and a wrestling resume. So I hope I well explained myself.
No, absolutely. I mean, that is a great explanation because it's really putting someone on game out there who's listening that either is thinking about becoming a professional wrestler at some point, or maybe they are kind of like in the ropes. Maybe they're a year in, 2 years in, and you got a couple years up on some people. Even as you're learning still, someone out there needs that info, because they probably don't have the proper mentorship, if you will, around them. So like to hear that, man, it's because I've seen it even in looking at some of the promoters talk about shows, and I've seen like wrestling, have your wrestling resume, this and that, and I'm like, wrestling resume, interesting. You got resumes for quite a few things, but again, it makes sense. It's a business, right? And in the wrestling world, like you said, and you eloquently said it very well in terms of why should I put you on this lineup, on this card? Can you draw? Can you bring people into the seats, right? Can you put butts in seats? What stands out about your character? You know what I'm saying? Is there money behind your character? Is there money behind you? Like all these things you have to think about that you don't think about outside of a promoter's eye. So having that wrestling resume does put you ahead of the game, ahead of most who probably don't already have that. You know what I'm saying? So I love that, brother. So talk about tell the people, you know what I'm saying, before we get into some, because like I said, I know who you are, my friend. But to those who don't know out there listening, brother, who is Benny Blanco?
Mm. Um, if I could be frank, I don't know how real do you want me to be? Because this is
Bro,
2024. People are sensitive, so
it's
I'll say,
modern, bro. You know what I'm saying? The floor. This is as my boy Gresh would say on his platform of Unleashed. This is you being yourself organically. So if it strikes a nerve to someone out there, I'll let that nerve be out there. No one's canceled. Nobody's this. It's just an
gotcha.
open door, open field, man. So if somebody got a problem, they can tell their side of the story. But who is Benny Blanco?
Oh man. To be honest, I'm gonna shoot from the hip, and I'm gonna tell you directly.
Mm-hmm.
Benny Blanco is me. Me meaning Chris. That's my
Okay.
shoot name,
Okay.
and that's Benny Blanco's Chris turned all the way up.
Mm-hmm.
It's not a gimmick. It's something that I actually live by. Like, I was told by Rob Stone. You feel me? And if
Mm-hmm.
people don't know who Rob Stone is, you
Come on.
gotta do your wrestling homework. But I'm gonna give you a little teaser of who that is. He's the current manager in NXT. He manages, I think, that guy Van something. But hey,
Yep.
him. I was fortunate enough to stand in at CCW because that's where I started wrestling at, and I was fortunate enough to hear him drop a gem.
Mm-hmm.
He dropped a gem to a certain wrestler that shall remain nameless because I don't want him to feel no type of way.
Mm-hmm.
But he asked that certain wrestler, bro, when I look at you, you remind me of a '80s old school wrestler. Your wrestling is at peak. It's dope,
Mm-hmm.
but your gimmick. Let me ask you, is that something that you act like every day you wake up? The dude is like, nah. So Rob told him, so why would you insert a gimmick that's not you in real life? That right there clicked for me. And
Okay.
at that point in time, I was already given the name Benny Blanco.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna get into that and as to why I was named that. But I had to let y'all know and let you know why I had to bring that in. It's
Mm-hmm.
because that's me. Benny Blanco is me, and Chris is Benny Blanco. I am turned up at 1,000. I live that Benny Blanco life. You
Mm-hmm.
know, I just didn't pick this. That name was given to me, and that name was given to me by Vince Steele himself. And I was fortunate enough to meet him back, almost 3, 4 years ago in Florida. And if people want to know, I'll give you a little introduction. So I'm Chris. I'm from Harlem, New York. And I'm not gonna reveal my age, but I'm up there. And I started in the wrestling business a little later than others. I
Mm-hmm.
could say that. But I have to say this. The reason why I'm wrestling is because of one person and one person only. Yes, I became a wrestling fan because of my mother. I'm
Mm-hmm.
gonna give you that. My
Mm-hmm.
mother is the one that started the machine of me becoming a wrestling fan. Because her. when the first person I saw her watch on TV was The Undertaker, and I got scared,
Mm-hmm.
and it intrigued me. Even though I was scared, it intrigued me to come back to watch more.
Mm-hmm.
And so I became a beloved wrestling fan from that day on to now. But the person that gave me the light bulb, the push, the inspiration to
Mm-hmm.
start wrestling is my brother, my friend, and family. Like I could call him 1,000 things, but what I can say is that he's the most humble human being I ever was fortunate to meet. And I've known him before he started in the wrestling business. He was actually in the dance business.
Mm-hmm.
And who I'm talking about is the beloved late Matt Travis.
Come on.
And if people don't know who that is, he is the upstart to HOG. He was the phenomenal protege of Amazing Red.
Mm-hmm.
That kid was skyrocketing to new heights. And it's unfortunate that 2019, he left us. You know, he was taken from us. But what I can say is when I found that out, I was in Florida. I was living in Florida and I was at the peak of my dance career.
Mm-hmm.
And I danced for 10 years. I've done it all from dancing with celebrities to traveling the world to dancing on shows, TV, you name it, I've done.
Mm-hmm.
I was sitting at Florida in my couch and I'm I'm grieving. I just lost my homie,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, damn, what I'm gonna do next? My dance career is gone. I'm done. I'm retired. Something like lit in my head, clicked, it clicked, and I started to get goosebumps. And you know when you got that feeling that somebody's telling you to do something,
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
was the feeling. And immediately the next day, I called CCW and I got to speak to none other than the great Pablo Marquez, which
Come on.
to this day I get called his son. And I told him, "What's up?" I said, "I never wrestled before. I always, I always had the chance to, which was bestowed upon me from Maddie. Maddie told me at the time to come to Hog, but I was too in tune with my wrestling, with my dancing career at the time. So
Mm-hmm.
he told me straight up. The gem that he dropped on me was, if you're gonna be a wrestler, you gotta eat, shit, sleep wrestling. There's no playing wrestling. This shit, we don't play here."
Mm-hmm.
So at that time, he told me, go and finish your dance career and, just do you. And I said, all right, I respect that. But I was always a fan. So when we lost him and I got a chance to go to CCW, I literally told myself, I'm gonna finish what that man started. And that's what I'm doing now. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what anybody says. And no, I'm not using my boy's name for clout. No, I'm not. This is the truth. This is the wholehearted truth as to why I'm in the wrestling business. It's because of him, and it's always going to be because of him. He is
Mm-hmm.
my inspiration. He was my push. And every time I touch that square circle, I do this, and I tap the floor because that's to show him respect and that's to show that, brother, no matter how long you're gone, you live through me, you live through everybody else. And I'm fortunate enough that I had the blessing from his mom. I'm fortunate enough to know her for now going almost 2, 3 years. And she's been showing me love ever since.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm grateful to her. I'm grateful to his best friend, my man Joe Smooth, Mr. AKA Bad One,
Come
Mr.
on.
Mr. Soon to be WWE superstar, baby. We waiting for you to come back, brother. He's injured right now, but he's on his way back. And if y'all don't know who Joe Smooth is, y'all better get in tune. Or he's
Come
gonna
on.
tell you, get that camera out my face. But yeah, man. So moving forward, I had a lengthy ride and I started in CCW, Coastal Championship Wrestling. Big ups to the class that I had over there. Workhorses, some of you guys. And I was fortunate enough to come across Pablo Marquez, my first coach, my my heart and soul, the one that gave me a chance when people written me off.
Mm-hmm.
And because of him, I got in tune with Vince Steele. And Vince Steele saw me one night and goes, "Yo, what's your name?" I said, "I don't got a gimmick. I'm finding myself." He said, "Well, you know what? And excuse my French when I say this." He
Mm-hmm.
says, "You took a whole lot of." He said, "You know what? I'm gonna call you Benny Blanco from Carlitos Way because that's who you remind me of."
Come on.
And the rest is history. The rest is history. I ran with that. And so, like, I've done a lot in my wrestling career. I started 3 months early. I'm
Mm-hmm.
talking about 3 months early into my training. Pablo threw me in the fire. I did what I had to do. And then I did a double duty. I did a double duty for my first time. I got to work. I got to work with Chris Helms. He from the Helms brothers, one half of the Helms brothers from Nashville, Tennessee.
Come
I,
on.
I worked with him, and I was in a tag team match with him, and I got to work against my coach Pablo Marquez and Super Crazy,
Ooh.
and
Yo.
it was a dope match. It was
Come
a
on.
dope match. My first time, 3 months in,
Come
and
on.
but I could say this: I messed up myself though, because of that, I didn't take my blessings. I didn't take what was given to me at that time. What I did
Mm-hmm.
was I molded it and I gassed myself to the point where I started a lot of controversy. I became one of the most controversial indie guys in wrestling. And I was only a rookie. That's crazy. And then I was fortunate enough to go on this crazy ass hiatus. Well,
Mm-hmm.
not, yeah, on this road, poor choice of words, but this crazy ass road to where I was a rookie and I thought I was the shit because I was in an elite circle. I was rocking with guys that in the wrestling industry you would never see a rookie hanging out with. I'm talking about Sebastian Cage, Vince Steele, Cha Cha Charlie. I was around Brian Cage, Casey Navarro,
Come on.
Rob Stone. The
Come on,
list goes on. And this is all in my rookie year.
bro.
And I got guys looking at me like, what? And I used
Yeah.
to shit on them. I was shitting on everybody. I was disrespectful in the state of Florida. That territory, that wrestling territory is tough as it own. But I made it my business to be known in a way that I got written off. I got written off. I'm not showing this as I'm not saying this like, oh yeah, I'm glorified. No, that was the worst time, and that was the one of the most times I hate my wrestling career. I should have never continued wrestling because I disrespected the art. I disrespected the men and women that stand before me when it came to indies and professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Indies and professional wrestling are one and the same, but I disrespected the people before me. I disrespected my peers. I disrespected my coaches because of the way I act
Mm-hmm.
and acted. So this is not me glorifying my things. Yes, I can glorify like, yeah, I was around these names and I still am. I've done these matches. I've shared locker rooms with Sabu and with Ricky Martinez and Ricky Santana and what you call it, been in crazy seminars, you know? And I'm fortunate enough to have homies like Kevin Knight, Chris Big, Swerve
Mm-hmm.
Strickland, my
Come
man
on.
Guy, my man Flash,
Come on.
you, you
Come
know,
on.
I got like the list goes on. And coaches, oh my God, I could tell you that I don't know how I was blessed to be with coaches like from Pablo Marquez to Simon Gotch to Jake St. Patrick to Super Georgie in Puerto Rico to Sim Bodie from FSW
Come on.
to Caveman to Joshua O'Hagan in Alabama,
Jeez.
and I'm just saying, like, I went to these schools and I can say that I'm fortunate that in my almost 3.5 year, almost 4 year wrestling career, I
Mm-hmm.
can say that you know what I didn't make it yet, but I'm fortunate to still have a purpose in this business because what I did in my rookie year, I'm not very fond of or very happy of because that's not the way Benny Blanco was supposed to be looked at. So
Mm-hmm.
now that everywhere I go, oh yeah, I get the oh man, here comes Benny. Oh man, we don't know what to expect.
Come on.
But what I can say is I want to thank New York. I want to thank Caveman. I want to thank him. Why? Because he said the most humbling thing to me. I can't. I still was on that road of I'm the best. I'm the hottest shit around. And when
Mm-hmm.
I went to New York with that attitude, and I went to WWX, and oh, before I leave it up, shout out to Grim Reefer. I train at his school too, because I'm what you call it. I go to travel in Queens too.
Mm-hmm.
But um, what I can say is big ups to Caveman. Why? Because Caveman humbled the shit out of me. It took a lot of people to try to humble me, but you know what? It couldn't happen because I wasn't letting it happen. So what
Yeah.
they did, they backed up from me and said, you know what? We're gonna let him dig his own wrestling grave, and we're gonna let him hang himself.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? Am I supposed to be mad at those people? Maybe, but I'm not because I did it to myself. So to end this and to tell you to end it of who Benny Blanco is, Caveman said this, bro. Honestly, you should not even be called Benny Blanco. You should be called I'm better than everybody else because brother, you really think that you're better than everybody else when you're not. You're not as good as you say you are.
Mm-hmm.
And it took that man and that locker room of students to tell
Mm-hmm.
me, brother, I think you should sit down and shut the F up because you're
Mm.
nowhere near as good as you think you are. You're really gassed and
Come
you
on.
need to chill.
Yeah.
And so ever since then, I'm not gonna lie, it took one good year being at that school and being around cavemen and being around and reintroducing myself around my peers that
Mm-hmm.
I started with in the wrestling business to say that, you know what, I'm different. I'm different. I am different. I got one good year of progression. And a wise man once told me, you can have a shitload of experience, but where's the progression? The progression is where it counts.
Mm-hmm.
And I started to notice that now. And I see that I got good. Why? Because look where Benny Blanco's going. Look where
Mm-hmm.
Benny Blanco's has been.
Come on.
Look at the difference from the rookie year to now. I'm almost 4 years in.
Come on, bro.
So I hope I gave you an in-depth look of who Benny Blanco is. It's me.
Man.
It's no gimmick. It's just me.
Come on, bro. I would say you definitely gave them some good insight on who Benny Blanco is. Like I said, my guy. I've had a pleasure of knowing you since day one when we clicked up. So of course I understood these things, but for people who are new to this and new to you that hear this, that is great to know, and I hope that they follow you from here in your progression and seeing exactly how much more you progress from this point. Because I've seen it already, brother. Even in hearing it, presentation of how you are from the last time we tried this, it just goes to show, man, how much you have evolved. Now, I will say this for my next question with you. You dealt with an injury at one point in time, not that far back. How was that experience for you, and how did it teach you anything into the current version of who you are right now?
Mm. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I could say the injury I spoke to you about,
Mm-hmm.
that was scary because
Mm-hmm.
I guess you're the one, or you and certain other people in my circle know.
Mm-hmm.
And for the fans that don't know,
Mm-hmm.
I suffered a scary injury, which was a neck injury. And that was scary because in my match, I literally spazzed out. It was towards the end of the match.
Mm-hmm.
My body went numb. I didn't feel anything.
Yeah.
And I was scared. I never thought in a million years, I've been injured before,
Mm-hmm.
outside of wrestling, like break dancing. I've suffered, fractures. I had a torn ligament. I've,
Mm-hmm.
I've, my body's broken, put it like that. My
Right,
body's
right.
broken,
Come on.
but being a wrestler rejuvenated my body. I feel great. But when they say wrestling injuries are serious injuries and scary injuries,
Mm-hmm.
don't laugh. Don't laugh. And I mean to the people that literally think that this sport is fake, it's not. It is not. Because I suffered a scary injury. I had a neck contusion that could have went left. Luckily, it was just a neck contusion
Mm-hmm.
where my neck went like this. That's it. I but the scary part was that where the contusion happened, it was around my C4, vertebrae, and
Mm-hmm.
that people don't know what that is sometimes. And for people that do know, that could end you like that.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
so like that was scary. I had my fair share of messed up ribs.
Yeah.
I didn't have an injury my first rookie year, but my rookie year I resulted into my left shoulder popping out of place. I knew how it felt to have a shoulder pop out of place.
Come on.
But I'm gonna be real. Uh, that thing was scary. And to answer your question, how it made me reinvent myself,
Mm-hmm.
it made me understand that I just can't go in there and think I'm Dolph Ziggler.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think that I reevaluated myself and felt like, yo, bro, you're not built like Dolph Ziggler. You're not built like Darby Allin. You're not built like Jeff Hardy and Sammy Guevara's and all the other guys that, you know, the wear and tear in their body, they can
Mm-hmm.
still go. They can still get up from these injuries and they know how to act when they get injured like that.
Mm-hmm.
Me, it humbled me. And literally, Vince Steele pulled me to the side when that happened and was like, brother, there's a way to act when you get injured, and,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a way not to act. And yes, I understand you were scared at the moment, but you scared everybody else. It's a live show. You were live, and you were in the middle of the ring, crying, going crazy. Yeah, you may
Yeah.
have not noticed because your body was numb, but your mind was running. And you have to understand when you're live and you have an audience, you're gonna scare the shit out of the audience,
Mm-hmm.
And also there's kids. So you have to be careful. So I get it, you were scared. Neck injuries are not something to be played with. But next time you feel an injury coming along, eat it, roll out, or get the attention of the ref and tell them to act like you're selling and go. And then do whatever you want because you're behind closed doors.
Mm-hmm.
So what I can say is, yeah, it reevaluated me. It reevaluated the Benny Blanco that, you know what, I'm not Teflon Don. Shit
Come on, man.
happens.
Yeah, brother, it does, man. And honestly, that's exactly why I had to ask that because I appreciate you, being real with me. Not just for the people listening, but just with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Because we boys. And to see that from the outside looking in was like, yo, hold on. My guy got a lot of promise, man. Can't have my boy taken out already. You know what I'm saying? Like You just getting started. You know what I'm saying? And so I had to ask that because I know it's a part of the story. It's a part of finishing your story, pun intended. You know what I mean? Like, and man, there's so much light on the other end of the tunnel for you that I knew it wasn't the end in that moment. But had to ask about that to see where your head was at currently, and it seems to be in a great space, a great place. You know what I mean? And that's beautiful, bro. That is a beautiful thing that one thing tried to stop you, could not stop you, and now you're back in it, doing your thing, stronger than ever, more protected, more wise, and understanding like, hey, how I take my bumps. It's not ballet, as they say. So of course, accidents happen, but and to that degree, everything that you can control, that won't happen to you again. You get what I'm saying? As long as you're in there with the right dance partner, because I know sometimes it's the other end, other way around. But
Yeah, yeah,
that's a
man.
story for a
We
different
had
day.
those. We
Come
had
on, bro.
those.
That's a different story for a different day. You know what I'm saying? We gonna prayerfully say that every dance partner is a good one. But nonetheless,
Hmm.
brother, let's get into it, man. So character work wise, man, tell me this: what's more fun for you to play, the baby face or the heel?
Uh man. If you know, you know. You know I like to shit talk. You know it. You know it. You know.
Come on.
So like I would love to show that side of me, like being the most heelish, baddest, not even baddest, but the most heelish shit talking SOB that they have in the indies. But
Mm-hmm.
right now, I could say it's a love and hate relationship being the Benny Blanco I am right now,
Okay.
only because I love entertainment. I love entertaining the fans. I love when they hit my music and it's crisscross,
Mm-hmm.
jump. And I love when the fans go crazy and they they're like singing along, they're jumping, and I love it. I
Come on.
love it, and I love the fact that I got the old school '90s nostalgia going on with the
Come on.
whole airbrush and Back to the Futures on my feet. And I love it, but then I hate it because it's like no. And why I say I hate it is because I feel like it's long overdue. If I'm saying it right, like
Mm-hmm.
it's long overdue. I feel like it's time for me to be taken seriously
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like during my rookie year, I had a lot of juggling to do with myself,
Mm-hmm.
meaning I had to find who I was. And once Benny Blanco was created,
Come on.
I was like, okay, I could mold this. I could do something with this, along with the help that I had along the way. And honestly, I want to take a page out of my homie TJP where he dropped a gem on me when I was in Vegas. He told me the glass ceiling for wrestling could get so high, but
Yeah.
it's only a few that can really break that. And what's wrong with wrestlers today is there's a lot of okay, I could do it, I'll do whatever you want, I'll be whoever you want, versus nah, I am who I am, and you're gonna love who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm on that side only because TJP told me, yo, Blanco, when you look in the mirror, who do you see? I see myself. He said, so can you really mimic yourself? Can you be in the mirror right now and mimic yourself? Of course. Then you know who you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I know who Benny Blanco is. Benny Blanco's me, and I'm him. But it's a love and hate relationship with Benny Blanco because I love the ride that we're on right now. I love it because it's the most entertaining ride right now. It's open doors with me, dancing and entertaining, and I have a lot of eyes on me because of Me being that guy and showing
Mm-hmm.
that side, that Puerto Rico door opened again. The one division pro, March 22nd, that door opened.
Mm-hmm.
Me getting booked a lot, that door opened.
Mm-hmm.
But sooner or later, it's gonna dry out. And I feel like I'm coming to an end with that side. Only because you have to understand, you have your Cha Cha Charlies, you have your Desmond Coles,
Mm-hmm.
you have your Rich Rich Swans.
Come on.
You have these guys that's been in the game longer than me that has this dancing gimmick and they're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm the guy that's literally like, okay, that's cool, but can we take him serious? Now I want to be taken seriously. So I feel like there's gonna be a side of me that's gonna come out soon. And I'm gonna introduce him soon, but I just want to give you a sneak peek of who it is. Benny Blanco's the entertaining side,
Okay.
but Benjamin White is the
Ooh.
side that's gonna scratch a lot of people's heads. Like what? And that's all I gotta say.
Okay, okay. I see the exclusive dog. I see you letting them in, man. You know what I'm saying? I see it. I see it. All right. Benjamin White coming soon, ladies and gentlemen. That's all we can get you for right now. But you know how that go, my guy. Okay. So then with that being said, then here's a good perfect transition to what you can tell me, sir. What is Benny Blanco's aspirations, like his goals for this year of 2024? I know we're 2 months in, almost three, strangely enough. Uh, but what is the goals and aspirations for Benny Blanco? Because I know we're almost through the first quarter of the year that quickly, but what are your goals as this year pans out?
That's a good question, bro. You damn, bro, you be hitting them hard questions, man.
Hey, man,
You got a brother thinking here.
that's what we do, dog. That's what we do. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
that's good. That's good. That's good. Now I'm really anticipating the next couple of questions. I'm like, wait. No, but oh man, honestly, if I could say,
hmm
right now, I'm looking forward to becoming the next WWX
Okay.
Tag Team Champion. I
Ooh,
said it, and I'm gonna say it now.
got some
Big
gold
ups to
coming.
my boy. Big ups to my boy AB Swag. You gotta
Okay.
check him out, bro.
Okay.
He's a current student slash active wrestler.
Okay.
He's making his rounds outside of the school,
hmm
and he's dope, man. He's dope, and I'm not gonna lie, like I'm not gonna put this man's personal business and health out there. But what
hmm
I can say is, whatever challenges he's facing, that kid can go.
Okay.
And why I say that, it's not because he's my tag team partner. I'm saying that because I had the honor to not once but twice face him, and that kid
Mm.
can go.
Okay.
And I've seen him in the ring with the best of them, and
Mm.
is he TV ready? No, because I'm not either. Is he ready for the big shows? Just maybe, but he's there. And I am thankful to have him as my partner. So I think that's what we're focused on right now is becoming new tag team champions for WWX.
Okay.
That's what I want to do right now as a team.
Okay.
But to answer your question as an individual,
hmm
brother, man, I'm setting my sights so high to
Okay.
as to I'm fortunate enough that you're gonna see your boy actually wrestle at WrestleMania week. I'm not
Ooh.
gonna give it away yet, but
Uh-oh.
you're gonna see. I'm gonna be in Philly, just know that. And
Yeah.
um,
Oh, nah.
I want to say this. I had a nice conversation with Grim Reaper after a training session one day, and I
Okay.
told him straight up. I said, my biggest wish and future plans in wrestling is to get a chance to at least even have a dark match or even be in a rumble of GCW. And
Ooh.
he asked me, "You sure you ready?" I said, I'm beyond ready because I remember back when I went to Texas for WrestleMania week and I saw Brett Lauderdale. I told Brett in his face, I said, brother, it's an honor to stand back in the gorilla with you. It's an honor to see how you structure your show. It's an honor to even allow me to be in your presence. But what
Mhm.
I'm gonna tell you is, you see how I'm standing here talking to you? He said, yeah. I said, maybe in a year or two, I'm not gonna be doing that. I'm gonna be walking out your curtain and I'm gonna be blessing your. And he said, brother, I love to hear it. So when you ready, you let me know. You send me your stuff and we take it from there. So
Ah.
who knows? You might be seeing your man Benny Blanco and GC Dub.
Oh,
But what I can say, I accomplished one of my goals though.
okay.
I actually got a tryout at Beyond Wrestling.
What? Okay. Okay, G.
And that was magnificent. So I want to thank the guys and the owner at Beyond Wrestling for having me.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to thank my coach for being there, for supporting, and the support circle I was there with.
Mm-hmm.
I also want to thank the person I was going toe to toe with, my man, Nikolai White, my man, Mr.
Oh,
AKA Drink More Water.
okay. Okay.
We put on a banger. And mind you, we were the second tryout match. And, unfortunately, there's always politics in this wrestling business.
Mm-hmm.
So, we didn't make it on the show, but the feedback we got was so amazing. So I could take that. I could live with that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, man, I got that. What else? I'm going to be fortunate enough to be attending some seminars coming up with big
Okay.
name seminars. So,
Okay.
I'm good with that.
Okay.
And like I said, I ventured off to Puerto Rico. So that's in the books, not
Come on.
once but twice. You
Come on.
know,
Two
I did
times.
Beyond.
Okay.
Yeah, I tried out for Beyond.
Okay.
WrestleMania week is coming.
Come on.
We know how we do.
Let's go.
And I got One Division Pro, March 22nd. I got another promotion that I'm going to be wrestling with.
Mm-hmm.
For it's either February 24th or March 24th in Massachusetts.
Okay.
I got March 9th, Chosen Pro. Big ups to
Okay.
my man PJ Savage.
Okay. Okay.
Um, what else? I'm hoping I could get to wrestle for Brian Idol again for FTW
Okay.
coming up. So I'm hoping I could do that, but we'll see. But other than that, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay. Okay. I like this inspiration list, my friend. I like this dream wall of inspirational things to do in pro wrestling. I will say this, brother. I too will be out there in Philly for WrestleMania
Yes,
weekend.
sir.
Means, we got to link up and come support you, my guy. So
Oh, we're definitely doing that. We got listen. Now
man,
that you're saying that, we definitely got to take the
come on,
whole. We have to link
bro.
up with the whole crew, and you
Come on.
know who I'm talking about.
Come on, come on. Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Yeah,
Philly is like my extended home away from home, man. So it's gonna be great to be back up that way, man. It's been a while since I got back to Philly, so I'm like, all right, this is gonna be a fun time, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting to network with my peoples, meet some new people, do content as we do as content
nice,
creators,
nice.
and all that good stuff, man. So including Wale Mania to any of my people
Oh,
out
we
there
in there. We
listening.
in there. We in there like swimwear.
If
We in
you
there
at
like
Wale
swimwear.
Mania, link up with your boy because we coming up there. Me and
Oh
Gresh,
no,
we
we
coming.
definitely doing that. We definitely doing that.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. I got to hit it one good time. Shout out to the homie Wale. But with that being said, brother, I got a few more things for you before we let you go, Benny. You know what I'm saying?
Listen,
A few more facts.
I'm available, brother. I'm available
Come on.
right
I
now.
know,
Let's go.
I know you are, bro. That's what I'm like. So, all right. So, real quick, this is the last wrestling subject before we get into a little non-wrestling action for you and let you go. But hear me out here. From your experience, you've been in the game 4 years now. So, in these 4 years so far, from your observation as Chris, what is the best thing about being a professional wrestler? And what is the worst thing about being a professional wrestler?
Wow. That's a good question. That question hits home.
Come on, bro.
Damn. You're gonna make me cry when I answer this question.
The floor is yours, brother. I know the floor is yours.
um man, man. I'm gonna start off with the po- I'm gonna start off with the bad.
Okay.
And why? And I know a lot of people that came across your show, and I know you asked this before. I
Mm-hmm.
think some of them start off at the positive and
Mm-hmm.
then ended with the negative.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm gonna start off with the negative. Why?
Okay.
Because there's too many wrestlers in this business
Mm-hmm.
that shed so much light on the positive side of why it's so cool to be a wrestler, and
Mm-hmm.
then share very little as to why it's so negative to be one.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm fortunate enough to share both sides.
Okay.
And I want to shed some light on the negative. And when I say this, it might it might struck a chord or two for some people, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, this is wrestling. We're all grown men and women.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna start off saying like this: if you're not gonna like what I have to say, then you know what? Tough titties, and you shouldn't be
Mm.
in the wrestling business.
All right.
So with that being said, the negative side of being a wrestler is when you work so hard to get where you want to be in this business,
Mm-hmm.
and there's always got to be a few bad apples, maybe one particular apple,
Mm-hmm.
to try to take that shit all away from you, or literally take it all away from you.
Mm.
And then you have to sit at home and reevaluate yourself and say, is it because of that person or these people, or is it because of really me?
Mm-hmm.
And that sucks because people don't understand that this lifestyle
Mm-hmm.
doesn't love you back. And people need to stop really thinking that. And I've learned that in my short stay in Puerto Rico,
Mm-hmm.
when I shared a nice, humble, heart to heart card ride
Mm-hmm.
with my boy Manuel, my
Okay.
opponent Lynx's best friend. He told me straight up, brother, my dad died doing this shit. His dad died doing this shit. And that's the way he wanted to go. But was he fortunate to have what he wanted in his business? Yes. Was he fortunate to leave something for his boys? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But this is what I'm talking about. People don't understand the wear and tear, the eat shit, sleep wrestling, where it comes from. Because you got guys, men and women dying for this sport and then forgotten about.
Mm.
And people don't understand that because people are so busy doing this. Oh, let's cancel this guy. Let's cancel this female. Oh, let's start a hashtag, speak out. Listen, don't get it twisted. I'm as controversial gets. And I never got no hair on my tongue.
Mm-hmm.
But am I downplaying the speak out movement? No, because I come from a family of females. I get it. But what about the males that go through it?
Mm.
Oh, because we're men? We got to stay quiet. Oh, because we're men, we kind of like it. How do you know that?
Mm.
Why is it not? Why is it fortunate for when that happened? Everybody want to stop and take a moment and be like, oh, wow, let's help her out. Let's help her out. Let's help him out. Let's not knowing the full story behind those stories. Am
Mm-hmm.
I undermining those stories? No. I salute those people for speaking out. It takes balls to do what they do. So I salute them. But for those that they know who I'm talking to, for those that use that platform for clout, that's fucked up. And now that's why I say that's the negative part of being a professional wrestler. Because now what you're doing in this business is you're giving a bad taste to the fans, to the people that want to become wrestlers, to the people that eat shit, sleep wrestling, a different outlook on how wrestlers are.
Man.
And why I say this and why it touched me so hard, so much is because just a moment ago, I had to open up my Facebook and see my coach, pour his heart out on social media, letting people in on his personal life as to why wrestling was taken from him at one point.
Mm-hmm.
And it was all because of a misunderstanding. It was all because of the haters. It was all because of the people that called him a friend.
Mm-hmm.
And that bothers me to the core because it's like, damn, why? Why? Why when we climbing up this ladder of wrestling so high, why must us as other wrestlers gotta chop each other down?
Yeah.
Isn't wrestling supposed to be about building one another?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's so like crazy and chaotic to me that you would think the fans would do it because we live in an age of social media. So you would think that the fans would do it. You would think that the people in the outside of wrestling would do it. No, it's the people that's in this business that would do it to you. Will stab you in the back multiple times and shake your hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna take a page from Jericho's book. And if y'all didn't see the time that Jericho was on the Stone Cold podcast, Jericho said it best. People go into this business expecting this business to love you back when this business will never love you back. And people expect to go into this business thinking that they're gonna have multitude of friends. When when the time comes, you're not gonna even leave with no friends. That man said it best. He went into the business having this much friends. And to now, what, 30 plus years into this business, he could count on one hand how many friends he got left. So if you want to be a wrestler, and if you want to be an aspiring wrestler, commentator, producer, podcaster, anything, well, I hope you have tough skin. And I hope you have the right mindset because this shit is a two-way street. It's like a battery. You got a negative and a positive. And which road are you taking? So
Mm.
that's the negative side. You
Wow.
feel me? That's the negative side. The positive side, oh, don't get it twisted. The positive side of wrestling is astonishing.
Mm-hmm.
You got the clout. You got you got the fans. You got the merch. You got the money if you do it right. The
Mm-hmm.
travel. You see the world.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you can make this a career and live off this shit.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes you get to live your dream and be on TV.
Mm-hmm.
So, yes, there is a positive side. Yes, there is a there is a nicer side of grass on the other side. But is it green? Maybe. But is there a big positive and negative war going on about wrestling and being a wrestler and being a producer and being a commentator and being et cetera, et cetera? Yes,
Mhm.
there is.
Mhm.
And to answer your question, in reality, there is no positive or negative side of being a wrestler. A wrestler is a wrestler. It's it's what you make it that's gonna destine you to either be on the negative side
Mhm.
or be on the positive side. And what I can say is I live both. And I'm blessed by God to say that I'm fortunate enough to still stand here. So
Man, look at you, Benny. Look at you, bro. You took it the deep route. I see what you did, man. I see what you did, man. You went deep, deep, and that was. Listen, you live up to your moniker. There's nobody more controversial than this guy, okay? And that's why I brought him on here, man, because I had to let y'all know he's giving it to you real. And now I ain't gonna even August. I'm not gonna take your saying like that's your saying, real raw. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna do that. But you did go deep. But you gave him passion, and I appreciate and respect your passion in that, brother. Like, regardless of how they react to it, when they hear this, when this episode is dropped, and they hear this, listen, man. At the end of the day, you spoke your piece. You spoke your truth. I'm proud of you for that. That ain't easy to talk
thank
about. You
you.
know what I'm saying? You could have sugarcoated that. You could have went, but you don't do that because I know you. You don't sugarcoat. You keeping it 100%, and that's what I'm all about. People who keep it 100. You know what I'm saying? Let you know what it is. We ain't gonna get too in your business, but just be 100 on where you at. You know what I'm saying? And that's real. I respect that 100%, bro. So with that, that about does it on the wrestling. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes you do it so much, you don't want to talk wrestling. So I'm gonna do a New York edition because you're a New Yorker. So I'm gonna do a New York edition of non-wrestling related topic before we let you go, my friend. So
All right, that's fine.
starting with this one, because it's actually a fun subject that me and my shout out to my co-hostess on Life's a Botch, Ash Benny. You know what I'm saying? She's got Benny in her name as well. You know, my producer mistakes you for that Benny. I was like, no, wrong Benny. This is a different Benny. But yes, shout out to Ash Benny, my co-hostess. Um, brought this up actually in our What's Cooking segment, so I have to bring this over to you as a New Yorker, my friend. Ice Spice versus Lotto music beef as we seem to have it right now. Where are you standing on this? I know you're a native New Yorker, and I know Ice Spice is from the Bronx. So I mean, you gotta tell me this now. And I know and Lotto's is Atlanta as they come.
uh,
So
I'm a,
where we at here on this beat? Who
um,
you rocking with on the bars, man? Which one are you at?
be, being from New York and at the age I am in, my
Mm-hmm.
music genre is nowhere in their genre. And no disrespect to them lovely young ladies, Ice Spice and Lotto.
Mm-hmm.
I have zero care for their beef and music. Like, I've heard their music. Don't get it twisted. These are talented young ladies, but I have no business entertaining that only because my taste of music is nowhere near what this generation is listening to today.
Okay.
And so, like, nah, nah, I'm
Nah.
not gonna even shed any light on that. But what I can say is,
Okay.
um, Ice Spice, I give it to her
Okay.
because of the genre of music she's coming from.
Okay.
And when I say this, is because it's supposed to be what? Some type of alternate version of drill music.
Mm-hmm.
And so I for someone from the hood, I'm from the projects. I am born and born and raised in Harlem, New York.
Mm-hmm.
I'm from Douglas Projects. I've been all over, from the Bronx, Queens, whatever. The
Mm-hmm.
five boroughs, I've been there. Um, and I hang with the grittiest of them.
Okay.
But I could say that I give it to her. I salute my hat to her because she's one of the few that survived.
Okay.
And that might cut deep. Like, what do you mean that she survived? She's fortunate to be alive right now. That's what she should be focusing on
Hmm.
because of the genre of music this lovely, talented, beautiful young lady decided to chime into. People don't understand this drill music is not for the weak. This is not play play. This is not for play play. Drill music started way before Ice Spice, the S Dots, the 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 Kais and the K's and all those young kids and you know it came with my man Sosa from Chicago, Chief Keef,
Okay.
Reese, Pot Smoke. I can go even further than that.
Hmm.
And we're fortunate enough that, come on, King Von died.
Hmm.
Pop Smoke died.
Hmm.
Um, you got Duck, Dad. All
Hmm.
these guys that was putting on for their state, for their block. That
Hmm.
was drill music. And some of these kids today are doing the same, but doing it in an avenue that they taking each other's lives.
Hmm.
So, like I said, I'm not fortunate enough to entertain that, and I don't want to take nothing away from Lotto. I've heard her music too, and it's dope. The collabs that she's been blessed to have,
Hmm.
are fire, but I feel like as me being someone that's outside looking into the music business
Hmm.
and was fortunate to be a part of the music business once upon a time because of my dancing career,
Hmm.
these lovely ladies should just focus on the music they're making, the entertainment that they're doing,
Hmm.
and just not even beef with each other. Because from my understanding, it's two different genres of music. And y'all doing it the way y'all want to do it.
Hmm.
So like I said, I really can't partake in that scenario. But
Okay.
what I can say is they're not they're not even ready for what the type of time I'm on when it comes to music. Come on, baby. I'm an old school man at heart. I'm a
Come on.
90s, 80s, 70s baby. They're not ready for the Boys to Men's, the the Aretha Franklins,
Okay.
the Stevie
Okay.
Wonders,
Okay.
come on, the Usher,
Come on.
come on, the Tavine Campbells. They're
All
not
right.
ready for that.
All
You
right.
know,
All right.
I just
I
showed up. I just showed off my age, but come on, they're not
respect.
ready for
No, I respect it,
that.
bro. I respect it. You did your thing. So I respect it. I respect it. Now, speaking of which, you just brought up a name that goes perfectly with my next transitional question for you, sir. Now, you mentioned your dancing background and
Mm.
being a professional dancer and hitting different stages with different performers. So I gotta ask you, sir, what is your personal grade? And this is gonna be interesting because you were a dancer. So, what is your grade for Usher Raymond at the Super Bowl halftime show and his entire ensemble of background dancers as a whole? What do you grade that
Uh,
performance?
mm, mm. This would be disrespectful. What I'm about to, how I'm about to say it, and what I'm gonna say.
Okay, it's okay. It's a safe space, brother. Say what you gotta say.
Usher, Usher, you're my guy. I grew up on your music. I love your music. I don't know anything of your new music, but I love the most recent ones that you made, the
Mhm.
collabs. But old school Usher is where it's at for me. So if Usher at the Super Bowl could have had a chance to do that holographic stuff and illum and trick everybody into having old school Usher dance for him, that would have been okay. Because what, 40-year-old something Usher right now, brother, nah, chill. Them dancing shoes is gone. My
Well,
man blow he was blowing up the first song he was singing, brother. You saw the sweat? My man was glistening. My man was glistening. Like, come on. And it was just the start of one song.
huh.
And I'm not gonna shit on the background dancers because I know some of them. And
Mm-hmm.
they too did a phenomenal job.
Mm-hmm.
They, even though what Usher lacked that in performance wise for dancing because he's old and he needs to face that, the young dancers, the dancers that were back, saved him. He got saved. And this is what we're talking about. This is how it plays into, this is why dance will always play into professional wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Because you always have that one person that's next to you or on the other side of you to save you when you're fucking up. So he got saved that night because nah. And I had this discussion too. What's crazy is his performance as a whole wasn't for me. I was expecting Usher. I
Mm-hmm.
wasn't expecting this type of Usher. And then I wasn't expecting the features that he came out with. The only one I could salute that he came out with, and I give justice to, was the phenomenal, the legendary Alicia Keys. It gets
Okay.
no better than her. Yeah, I give it. I gotta criticize her. At one point in the show, she cracked, but she
She
got it
did.
together. She got it together. I give it to her.
Shout out to the NFL.
But
Correct.
yeah, but I gotta be honest. He has so much. He has so much of a catalog that when bringing in other artists, he could have literally brought in one artist, and one artist only would have done it for him. He could have sat back, enjoyed the show, or did a little vignette, which is my man, Chris Brown, aka the Michael Jackson of all this. Brother, but it's smart.
Uh-oh.
I understood, no, I understood. See, this is where I feel like I gotta give Usher his flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Usher, Usher schemed us all, if you didn't see this. He took a page out of the wrestling page. My man played a gimmick to where as he said, you know what? I know within myself, my age is getting the best of me. Time has passed me. But for me to look like a star right now, I'm gonna bring out artists that are not as relevant as I am. So I'm still gonna look like the man. So, brother,
Whoa. Whoa. That's a
if he would
hot
have brought
take
out
if I
Chris
ever
Brown,
heard one, brother. You
if he
dropped a
would,
hot take bomb. That's you're the first person, and you are the one of me of odd, and I like that. I like that. I respect it, brother. I respect it hardcore. I like it. And you gave it from a dancer's point of view, so you know what you're talking about when you say this. You're doing it from a dancer's
exactly.
point. So I can't completely knock it, but you are the first to actually go the other way on the praise. So that's interesting. That's interesting. Can't wait to see what producer Derek says about that after the show, ladies and gentlemen. But nonetheless, all right. So I got this last final question for you before I let you go, good sir. I have to ask this.
I hope it's a hard hitting, personal, straight off the hip question.
It could be. It could be. It could
If
be.
it's not, it's cool. Cause you
It
you
could
doing
be.
you
It
doing some
could be.
questions, brother. You've been throwing some questions at me. I love it. I love it.
All right. So again, this is the New York edition. So now I gotta ask you, sir, your top five all-time New Yorkers And this is from anything. This can be acting, this can be wrestling, this can be music, this can be sports, it can be anything. Yo, top 5 New Yorkers all time.
Oh man, damn. Why you gotta do me like that? Why you gotta do me
I got
like
to. I got to, bro. I got to. Got to.
Yo, because I know guys in the sports world. I'm friends with, I'm personal friends with guys in the wrestling world.
Mm-hmm,
I'm personal
mm-hmm,
friends with guys in the music business,
mm-hmm.
in the acting business. So
Come
right
on.
now, I bet when they see this episode and they hear that question come out, they're gonna be
Right.
like, he better mention me. He better mention me.
Only 5
So you
slots,
know what?
baby.
How about this? How about this? Can we do a first? A first? Can we have? Can we? I know your show is gonna have first amendments. So if you haven't had one, if you haven't, if you
Come
haven't
on.
had one, I want to be the first to do
Okay.
it, and I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it. I love you. I know this is your show, but I'm gonna do it. Cause you know, listen, I'm from New York. I gotta walk these streets, brother. So, so listen. I'm gonna play it safe. I'm gonna give you my top 5 real quick of everything that you asked. Only why? Only why? Because I know these people.
Oh, bro. Come
And
on, man.
nah. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I'm just busting your balls, bro.
My boy.
um,
Pause, ladies and
Top
gentlemen.
five. Top five. Pause. Yeah, pause. We in New York. We doing a segment in New York. Pause.
What's
Pause.
up? What's up?
You know,
What's
because
up?
you know somebody gonna comment and go, "Hey yo."
Yeah, yeah. Facts. Facts.
Yeah,
That's
we
why I'm
don't need
like,
that. We don't need that.
pause. Pause.
Word. So pause. So basically, my top 5. So starting off, hands down. Uh, Chris Brown, baby. And no. Let's not do that. Like I could argue every day with anybody. Chris Brown. I don't care what anybody says. Oh, he's from Virginia. No. Sorry, no. I don't. I can't. I know the guy personally. I know his family, and majority of his family's from New York. I was raised with 2 of his cousins. I went to school with one of his cousins. So no. Your man is raised out in New York City. So Chris Brown is number one.
Okay. Okay.
Um, Wrestling wise, damn brother.
I
New
know.
York wise,
I know, man. I know.
hands down, it's a tie. It's a tie. Can I have a tie? It's a tie.
Ah,
No, no.
you got to choose one, my guy. You got to choose one.
Ah
You got to
man. Okay, so I gotta say Matt Travis, rest in peace.
Okay.
Only
Okay.
because he's the reason why I'm in this business.
I respect it. Okay. All right. See, I can't get mad at you for that one. I respect that.
But I ain't gonna lie, my runner ups are because you said I could only have one, but my runner ups for New York City
Mm-hmm.
would be my man, Caveman, not because he's my coach, because
Okay.
I'm gonna be real, man. You like if y'all haven't got in tune with this guy, he's been in the business for 10 plus years, and he to me, he is the indie GOAT. That is the GOAT. Why I say it? Psychologically, wrestling wise, elite. Wrestling, God, God mode.
Okay. Okay.
Um, and my runner up, my second runner up, my man Joe Smooth, baby, Joe Smooth,
Okay.
Joe Smooth. Oh
Okay.
man.
I respect.
But there's a lot of hot New York wrestlers, but those are my standouts. But when you said I could only choose one,
Mm-hmm.
Matt Travis all the way through and through, baby.
Okay.
Matt Travis, rest in
Okay.
peace.
Respect.
Um, Acting, acting. God, there's a lot of actors in New York, but the most, the most one I could get in tune with, and I think he don't get his flowers like he's supposed to,
Uh-huh.
is my man Makai Pfeiffer. My man Makai
Ooh,
Pfeiffer.
that's a good one.
That's throwback, baby.
That's a good one.
And
Okay.
he's born and raised, and literally he was born 3 blocks away from our hood.
Ooh, okay. Okay. All right. All right.
So
So we got music, we
who else?
got acting. Okay, sports.
Oh, oh. Right now for me is
Mm-hmm.
professional wise, my man Jalen Brunson from the New York Knicks.
Ooh, okay. All right. All right. Respect. Recent all-star, you know what
Um,
I'm saying? Balled out. All
yeah,
right.
that boy was written off too soon, and for his redemption to come back and show everybody like, yo, don't write me off too quick. I'm nasty. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but to give a New York shout out to the basketball scene,
Mm-hmm.
I got to give it to two of my homies from my hood
Okay.
that need. I really think that if you ever did a sports edition,
Mm-hmm.
you really need to put these guys on, at least one of them on.
Okay.
And it's my boy Clyde, aka Guard the Fat Boy. Like that kid is phenomenal. I'm talking about who do I who do I see him as? Damn, he's on the tip of my. He played for the Charlotte Hornets, the New York Knicks, and he was very controversial. And he was short, and he was heavy set. And oh man, I'm trying to remember, but he was very controversial, and he was in the NBA, and he was nasty. I forgot his name, but
I feel like Eric's gonna remember that one when we get to it. So if it slips our
and so
minds.
my man Clyde, big ups to my man Clyde, aka Garden Fat Boy, is one
Okay.
of the nastiest New York basketball players right now.
Okay.
Behind him is my man Sticks, killing the game, killing the game. Those are,
Okay.
there's many other dudes in my hood, but those two right now are standouts for me.
And that's okay.
Um,
So this
and what was the
final
last one?
this last one, we're gonna make this one. This is gonna be an extra anonymous right here. Let me tell you what this last one gonna
Uh,
be. Dog. This last one is gonna be your top five New Yorker from the superhero universe. That could be DC, that could be Marvel. Either or. You pick one, your top New Yorker from any of them universes. It's dope. These
yo,
are
yo,
out.
yo, yo, you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls.
Come on,
You're killing
man.
me.
Come on.
And it could be anybody. It just has to be a
Anybody.
New Yorker.
They gotta be a New Yorker. So that's Marvel or DC, whichever route you go, bro.
I'm not gonna lie. you got Daredevil. You got Kingpin. You got I want to say Batman. I want to say Spider Man. I want to say Metropolis is considered New York. Uh, right? Nah,
I
futuristic wise.
probably. I guess you could. I guess you could say that. I have to do some
So
research on that one.
yeah, we got to do some research. So I'm not gonna say Superman because we still got to do our research.
Okay.
Um, but if you want me to be real, I want to give it to my boy.
Okay.
To my boy, hands down, and everybody's gonna be like, nah, what the fuck? But
Okay, who you
he's
think?
earned it. He's earned it, and he's young, and he's just coming in. My man Miles Morales.
Hey, okay. I see what you did. I see what you did. That's a good choice too, brother. That's a good choice. I
Nasty,
rocks with it. I rocks with it.
nasty.
All right.
Like,
Now that is a solid top five, if I do say so myself, brother. I think you played that out quite well. So I'm proud of you. You finessed a bit, but you made it work. You made it work, man. You made it work. That was good. That was good. Props to you, man. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, this has done it for yet another edition of the Independent Spotlight. I really feel like this might have been probably the best episode, low key. Who knows? I don't know.
oh man, that means a
It's
lot.
hard to
Appreciate it.
call. Hard to call. Maybe it's because I know you personally. You know, a lot of the other guys were people I had just met, so I'm just getting acquainted with a lot of these guys. But given that we already had connection to begin with, and we've already kicked it and stuff like that, this is one of those things where it's a little bit different. You know what I'm saying? It hits a little differently, but nonetheless, my guy, I am proud of you and your journey and the 4-year anniversary so far. I'm looking forward to continually seeing you not only accomplish the goals that you listed on this show, but even beyond. Dare I say, seeing you on television somewhere in AEW Dark, or you know what I'm saying, or you know what I'm saying, a WWE, NXT appearance.
New
Who
Japan,
knows?
New Japan, New Japan.
New Japan. Let's see. You never know. You never know now. Hey, I'm with it. I'm with it. Either way, even an impact, you know what I'm saying? A TNA.
Oh, oh, oh! Don't. Listen, you might see your boy sooner than you think on that. But wait, let me.
I like, don't tell
To
nobody.
nobody.
Pops, you know what I'm saying? Rest in peace to Pops, man. But nonetheless,
Yes, sir.
yeah, dog. So, real quick, tell the people where they can find you and follow you on your amazing journey that you are on right now, my friend.
All right. So on Facebook, you can just type in Benny Blanco. I'll pop
Mhm.
up. Um, on let me see my trusty phone.
Come on now.
um, you can find me on Instagram, the
Hmm.
real Benny effing Blanco, which is the F and the N in between Benny Blanco, and it's
Okay.
Blanco, not with a C, with a K.
Okay.
That's on Instagram. On Twitter, well, the Twitter, formerly known as Twitter, X, whatever,
Mama named you Twitter.
whatever. Where, it's the real Blanco 6.
Okay.
And let me see, on TikTok,
Come
you
on.
can find me at Dancing Wrestler 87. So those
Ooh.
are all my social media handles.
Okay.
Feel free to reach out to me,
Okay.
promoters, wrestlers, podcasters, fans.
Mm-hmm.
I am an open book. Don't be scared to reach out to me. And I just want to say thank you for having me, my boy from another mother.
Come on, bro.
Appreciate you, brother. I just want to say to the people out there, check this man out. He's going to be a force to be reckoned with in this podcast game. I'm not
Come
saying
on.
this just to say it. I'm saying it because it's the truth.
Right.
And check him out. And if you haven't, then I don't know what you're doing, because this boy is going to do great things in this wrestling business and outside this
Man,
wrestling business.
man, that's love, bro.
But before I go, I do want to say something, and I don't want to hold anything, but I
Come
want
on.
to say this to everybody in the wrestling world and outside the wrestling world.
Mhm.
Stop hating each other. You only
Mhm.
have one life to live, and that life is not promised tomorrow.
Yeah.
So stop. Mental health is real, feelings are real, and you don't know what that person is going through, regardless of their struggles, regardless of their livelihood. So Each one teach one. And if you can't do that, then find ways to individually love yourself before you can love another. And that's all I gotta say. But what I'm gonna really say is dream big and pray big. All right. So I'm your boy Benny Blanco. I want to say thank you to everybody out there. I want to say thank you again to the big homie.
Oh,
And
now.
I will be seeing you in Philadelphia. So
Oh,
yeah,
let's go. Hey, brother, listen, appreciate you again.
thank you.
Wise words, man. We definitely clipping that one
Oh,
from promo for
my
sure.
my fault. I'm
Uh-oh,
sorry.
you good?
I know
What's
it's
up?
long
What's up?
overdue, but I gotta plug in the school. I'm sorry, I gotta plug in. I know everybody's
Come on,
gonna be like, yo, that's a dope ass hat.
come
Real
on.
quick, if y'all in the New York area, I'm not gonna front. No disrespect to House of Glory. I know everybody wants to go to House of Glory, but if you can't go there, there's a school in Queens as well. It's run by Grim Reaper. If you can't go there, then you know what? I'm gonna be real with you. Go to WWX, one of the best upcoming schools in the Bronx, and it's run by no other than my man Cave Man. And why I say this? Because if you want to get taught by the GOAT, you gotta be introduced to the GOAT. So go to this school. Now I'm not trying to shit on no other schools because I know we live in the five boroughs, there's other schools. But listen, ain't no school hotter than this school. And then why I say this? Because this school came from nothing to something. So
Come on,
and
dog.
look what it gave. Look what it molded. Your boy, me. That's all I gotta say.
That's facts are facts, man. Facts are facts. You know what I'm saying? To my favorite New Yorker out there in the wrestling business doing his thing, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my boy up there representing, putting it down for the five boroughs, you know what I'm saying? Doing his thing, killing it, dog. Can't wait to keep seeing you rise, dog. And I appreciate you on the wise words to the people. Appreciate you plugging them talents, you know what I'm saying? Feel free to tell some of your friends, hey, come on, pull up here to the independent spotlight so we can get to know them, showcase them, get them a platform, because that's what this is created for. All my up nexters out there, you know what I'm saying? My youngins out there. This is for y'all because y'all some babies in this thing and y'all deserve a platform even in your baby stage. So when you look back, you got something to look back on and say, man, you know what? You was the first person
Preach,
to
brother,
put this.
preach.
And I appreciate you, dog. You know what I'm saying? And when you up there, you ain't forgetting about your boy. So you know, like, hey, yeah, no, bring him on because he the first one to give me a platform before any of these ninjas did. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate y'all for that, for real. That's
That
love.
part, that
Um,
part, that
come
part.
see your boy. Come see your boy for custom themes too. You know what I'm saying? We working on that. You feel me? So hey, come holla at your boy.
Oh
But
yeah, yeah.
nonetheless,
Yo,
man,
show love to the ATL baby, ATL baby.
to the A, to the A, to the A. Shout out to everybody out here as well, killing it in the game. Actually, you are the first. Actually, no. I'm sorry. Probably second. My bad. Yeah, I was gonna say until I realized August is actually not in Atlanta. I was gonna say you were my first actual guest from outside of the local area, but I was wrong because my boy August was actually technically the first. But
And where
you
he's
are
from?
the first homie. You are the first true homie to
And
pop
where's
up on the
August
show.
from?
Come on now. Come on. I got, you know what? August is from, you know what? I gotta ask. I gotta find out where he's from because he's on a UK tour when I talked to him. I gotta see where he's based out of. But I know it's not Georgia. He's not based in Georgia. I could tell. So I gotta find out. I'm gonna do some research on that and find out where he's based out of.
But for
But
now, I'm the first one. For now, I'm the first one. I don't care. For now, I'm the first one. You heard? And you heard it
hey,
here first.
one day I'm gonna get you and I'm gonna get August on here. A promo battle between the two of y'all will probably be oddly
Don't do
amazing
that.
in so many
Don't
ways.
do that. Don't
Man,
do that because,
man,
you know,
listen.
I'm going to pop my collar because I consider myself the Eddie Kingston. You heard?
You feel me? You know
I
what?
consider myself the Eddie Kingston of promos. You heard?
Y'all might be my first candidates for something I've been brewing for an idea for like I don't know how long now, and I might actually have to holler at both you gentlemen to be my first contestants in this
I'm with
here
it. I'm with
promo
it.
war
I'm with
that
it.
I'm gonna work
I'm
on
with
doing.
it.
You know what I'm
In
saying?
the
If you
words
heard
of
of
Danny Limelight, I'm with it.
all I can say is, without saying too much, if you heard of Wild Style, just understand we got something in the
Stop it.
wrestling edition.
Stop
Let's
it.
put it that way.
Stop it. They not ready.
I
They
hope,
not
I hope
ready.
this could revolutionize and change the wrestling content creation business as we
I don't know. I don't know. I don't
as
know.
we
You sure you wanna do that with me on it? Cause you might get banned after that. You
you
heard?
you fit what might work for this, as does me, because y'all both, it's all about the talkers, and I need the talkers to make this a real thing. You know what I'm saying? So
I
this might
got you. I
work
got
out
you.
very, very well. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to referee, but nonetheless, we're gonna work that out.
I got
It's in
it.
construction,
Listen,
but we're gonna see.
let me know the time, the place, and the scenery, baby. We out.
Brother, you got it. But nonetheless, until then, brother, again, pleasure to you, my guy. Major salute to what you're
Pleasure's all
doing.
mine.
Major salute to the city of NY and everybody out there grinding in the pro wrestling scene. No matter what school you at, shout out to y'all, man. We appreciate y'all up north, to my brothers and sisters up there. And yeah, in the meantime, brother, we'll catch you again next time. Don't worry, we'll even get you on the main show with my co-host, this Ash Benny, in the future as well, man. So we can get you on the
Let's do
show,
it.
talk some wrestling, what we've been seeing throughout the
Let's
week.
do it.
But with that being said, man,
Let's do
ladies
it.
and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for rocking with us here at the Independent Spotlight. This one might have been a little more lengthy than the previous ones, but it was good though. You got a lot of content in this one. All right, so it was worth it. That being said, make sure you follow me at Hi-Lite Life on all social media outlets. Gonna be changing that handle pretty soon. I might be changing them all to Hi-Lite Real, because some of y'all mix up the name, and I gotta let y'all know the name's different from the slogan. So I don't know. But right now, it's Hi-Lite Life on all social platforms. HILITE Life. And if you like the Life's a Botch podcast, or I'm sorry, oops, did it again. It's not a podcast, y'all. It's a show, but still, follow all things Life's a Botch _OTS on TikTok, on Instagram, on Twitter. Appreciate y'all rocking with us. But most importantly, follow this platform behind this platform. The reason why I have this actual platform, I'm talking about all things OTS Media Co. If you like sports, if you like film and TV, if you like fashion, if you like food and cooking, all this good stuff, man, rolled into one. Then the network you want to check out is OTS Media Co. And be sure to DM them if you're an editor out there and you want to, intern. I'll have them. DM them if you're an editor out there listening, or a content creator looking to get a show in the future. Holla at the person in the DMs that runs the OTS Media Co. And you too just might be on this very networking platform. But until then, I appreciate y'all. Keep creating, keep grinding, keep inspiring. And as always, we giving y'all one good old too sweet peace, ladies and gentlemen, as we pop on out this thing. Until next time, it's your boy Hi-Lite Real signing out. Let's go.